INFJs is considered to be the rarest personality type to make up the population. The INFJ initials describe introversion, intuition, feeling, and judgment. These are the personality traits that are considered not to be available to all the people out there. They're extremely considerate of others and think about others more than they should. These try to maintain a deep connection with people who they think will feel comfortable. They usually are those types of people who can see behind a person's mask. But even though they care and know more about others, the INFJs don't receive the same kind of treatment from all the people that they come across. Let's introduce ourselves to the world of INFJs and see why exactly they're not the happiest people. Here are some reasons which show the sad reality of being an INFJ. Number 7. Suddenly impulsive. INFJs are generally known to be quite careful, planned, and organized. This is true when they are not stressed about anything. They keep everything in check and make sure that they have meaningful conversations with others. The opposite comes into play when they're stressed. When INFJs are tense about something, they tend to become impulsive all of a sudden. They start making hasty decisions that can negatively impact themselves. They become reckless in the work they're doing. Working with other people in such a state, they tend to become very impatient. They don't understand how to carry the work forward, and hence, they start pushing people to hurry or do it better. A lot of times, this can lead to problems such as spending a lot of money that they can afford, making last-minute decisions about trips, or saying something to someone they shouldn't have. Number 6. Tired constantly. When INFJs are energized, they tend to be very optimistic and down for doing things. They love helping people, and when they are charged up, they'll do anything they can to help you. This characteristic, however, doesn't last long. When INFJs are sad or uninspired, they become very tired and unable to find the energy to communicate with others. They start feeling so down that their plans for the future become unorganized and listless. They feel like they're lost and unable to find their way out of the dark place they've fallen into. These thoughts of depression and tiredness make them want to sleep whenever they can. They also tend to move away from their responsibilities. Moreover, they also find themselves detached from reality and the world, thus just shutting the world out. Number 5. Losing their concentration levels. INFJs are known to have extreme levels of concentration. They don't like talking multiple things at once, but analyze and think deeply about one thing at a time. They like introspecting on various subject matters, which makes them incredibly aware of most things. However, when INFJs are stressed out, this is when things go downhill. Their concentration levels go down significantly. They find it very difficult to focus on a single thing, and various thoughts start entering their mind. This loss in concentration eventually makes things worse when they have work needed to be submitted within a deadline. The immediate response of INFJs towards such situations is to completely shut down and not think about the work at hand anymore. They tend to try to go to sleep, watch television, or do anything else that can distract them as long as they are far away from the problem that needs concentration. Number 4. Critical and detached from the outside world. Although INFJs like helping and making other people feel good, they can often get tired of doing so. More often than not, they completely stop caring about what people may think about them. This goes further and they stop blending in their social life. Sometimes this can grow and become even worse for them. They start criticizing other people's actions, nitpicking each and everything, and also starts debating aggressively between their logic and others' opinions. They don't become angry or destructive, but more frustrated and depressed. They feel inhibited and stifled. This sometimes confuses other people, and they start thinking that it's not a good idea to converse with the INFJs. This makes INFJs feel detached and start having bad thoughts. They just do not feel the need to be around too many people or have a big circle of friends or family. They believe in close family and friends and share with them their special moments and enjoy life. They think that if there are more and more people involved, everyone would grow apart, and that is a feeling which is unacceptable to INFJs. They start criticizing and blaming themselves for such things. They start feeling safer when detached from society because they think it's better for them to not communicate with other people. Number 3. The ghosting of people and getting ghosted gets them. When an INFJ suddenly ghosts someone, even if they're a close friend or relative of that person, it simply means that they're feeling overwhelmed. Generally, INFJ is very good at keeping long and meaningful relationships with people. They like to form special bonds with people and keep them as long as they can. All of a sudden, they can also ghost you for no reason. They might disappear from your life out of the blue for many days and then come back one day fully recharged. The period of off time they take is for themselves to get recharged and reach a balance in the emotional equilibrium. When they're not texting or calling you, it's because even a single text or call can seem like a huge deal or burden for them then. They find it difficult to form appropriate sentences or understand the situation to make it socially acceptable. This problem of ghosting has led to many INFJs losing plenty of friends. Other people do not understand the situation they are in and get offended for not receiving a reply or a callback. It is advisable for INFJs that they should try to make their friends and relatives understand that this may sometimes happen. This should be explained clearly so that they don't find it offensive and understand that this is not personal. On the other hand, friends and relatives of INFJs should remain patient with them. They should try to understand that they're just feeling a little overwhelmed and depressed for now, but this is in no way means that they don't love their close ones. They will get back on their feet in no time and start communicating as best as they can. Number 2, being around a lot of people is not their favorite. INFJs are extremely introverted people. They don't like socializing with people. However, when you live in a society, you're bound to make time and attend social gatherings. If their schedule gets jammed with social invitations, this causes them stress and unable to comprehend the whole situation. It can be seen in a lot of INFJs that if they go to work and spend the whole day at their job, when they come back home and immediately get to know that they need to attend a social gathering, they tend to feel overwhelmed. Sometimes this can also lead to depression over time. INFJs sometimes feel out of touch with themselves. This is because they feel like they're spending time only with others and not for themselves. Since they don't prefer socializing, they further sometimes feel like other people are having fun, whereas they're far from it. Number 1, they fail to see the future. When INFJs are happy and optimistic, they indulge in thinking about their future. They like to plan things according to how they want their lives to be. They also like imagining hypothetical scenarios in their head so that they are prepared for everything. They make lists of pros and cons and decide the next course of action. However, when INFJs are sad or tired, they completely lose all hope and will plan their future. They get the existence of darkness. This increases their stress levels, which ultimately makes them fail to understand how their future might be. Negative thought enters their minds, and this makes them even more anxious. People often make the mistake of asking INFJs what their plans for the future are. In such a situation, the general reaction of an INFJ who's down is frustration and annoyance. Healthy INFJs, on the other hand, are very excited about their future. They like to have long-term goals and proper plans for possible scenarios in the future. They look for ideas,